wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairing on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. Yeah, we Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death. I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops and fine to these Urkels that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry for spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairing on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness is really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairing on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairing on us, flaring on us.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing, son up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack, Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the SWAC, pull up where you at. No cap if the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he off of the leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walk it, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. You already know what it is. It's boy Scotty, you already know what it is. Back with another one. Listen, real quick before I get to my special guest today, you already know my co-host in this one. If you're a member, the website, it's up. Pick'ems is up. All right, go to www.ifsoffscript.com. I'm gonna say this: if the participation level isn't to what I need it to be from the members, I'm going to open it up for everybody to do a pick'ems. I'm doing some research. I need some participation to see what I need to do. So if I can't get it from my members, I'm going to open it up to everybody, and then we just going to let it ride with it, let it ride. All right, this is how we going to do it. So just letting you know. Anyway, but www.itsoffscript.com. The password is in the members video, link or whatever. Go to membership file. You can see the video, things like that. All right, now listen. Without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend. Give it up for my boy.
Finally, G has come back to OffScript TV. I'm back. I'm excited to be back.
Listen, I would just say this. Wasn't a lot of that when Andrew was up in that homecoming. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it there. It was
maternity leave. We took the week off.
When homecoming? And homecoming?
We had the flu.
Oh man, listen. It's good to have you here.
Time I've been here, you're a married man now, so I wanted to give you congratulations.
Oh, why?
I want to give you congratulations on it.
Well, thank you, my brother. I appreciate that. You know,
you kind of inspired me. You know, I already got my outfits picked out, my buildings picked out. You know, listen, I'm just now. All I need is the final piece.
Hey, you better be saving, bro. I don't care what. Them drinks is not cheap. You better be saving now.
I got everything picked out. I except the lady. I just gotta find the lady.
Hey, get you this Alcorn girl, you know what I'm saying? So y'all can be a full family, a little.
Yeah. I'm about to do that. I'm about to do that.
Yeah, I know you got your young man. Yeah, you know, make some more little brave. Yeah. Shoot. Now let me ask you this, G. And I always wanted to ask you this: why are y'all called the Braves? Like, you know, how did that come about? If you knew, if you know, I'm just like, I mean, y'all have no idea.
I have no idea. No idea where they come from. I just ran with it. I got no idea. We honestly, a lot of people don't know this. We're really the Brave Hawks. We're really not supposed to use the Brave anymore. That's why you don't see it in no mascot. You know, all we got is the A. You never see like the Indian head. But I'm bringing it back. Just me, okay? But we're really not supposed to use it. Really the Brave Hawks.
Okay, I didn't, appreciate that little history. You know what I'm saying? I like that. All right, now, G, you already know what we're doing. Got it started off with the breaking news of the day. 2023 will be Buddy Pough's last season at South Carolina State. And before we get into it, I want to give y'all some of the accolades that Buddy Pough has compiled in his 23 years? 21 years? 21 years. He's amassed over a 146 and 87 overall record, 112 and 42 conference record. His record includes 15 winning campaigns, 3 MEAC Coaches of the Year honors, 2 National Coach of the Year, 2 National HBCU titles, MEAC titles in 08, 09, and 21, outright shared 4, 10, 13, 14, 19, and 4 trips to the FCS playoffs, as well as having multiple draft picks. So, G, let me ask you this. When the news broke over Twitter, you know what I'm saying? What were your thoughts?
I thought it was time. I kind of saw it coming. I didn't know, was it this year, next year, but I knew it was soon. And I thought it was time. I like to see legends go out like this on their own time instead of having to be fired. Because, I don't know if you wasn't around. Grambling didn't handle the situation the way I thought they should with Eddie Robinson. So I was happy to see Buddy Pough go out like this. But I thought it was time.
And I agree with you. I know. I mean, even the year that he won the Celebration Bowl, I heard whispers and rumblings that a lot of alums were tired of the Pew years. You know, they felt like he was stuck in his ways. He wasn't innovative and things like that. And then, bam, my man wins a Celebration Bowl. I think South Carolina State is going to be a very scary team. Now, this you can play it either way, G. And this how I'm gonna position it for you. It could push your team into one of those miracle seasons to where everybody's like, let's do it for the Gipper, or it could be so emotional that it could kind of pull at the strings and like, oh, who's gonna be the new guy? Everybody, who's gonna be the new guy? Where we gonna go? Who's gonna be the next coach? So I don't know where it's, as the season goes, we'll see how it tilts. But I'm leaning to more of let's do it for the Gipper. Let's send Buddy Pugh out the right way. And I think they're going to be tough outs, throughout the MEAC, because you don't want to send Buddy Pugh out on. You don't want to be the team that sent Buddy Pugh out on a 4-7. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm just curious about how it might end up.
Yeah. I agree. Hopefully they send him out on top. I just want them to send him out on top Saturday. Okay. Let's start Saturday. Please. Give me, buddy, listen, buddy. I don't care, buddy, if you go 1-11, buddy. I really don't care. I have no dog in the fight. I don't care if you go 1-11. But buddy, do me a favor, buddy. Give me one, buddy. Give me one, buddy.
Let that one be right. Let that one be right, buddy.
Give me one, buddy.
Let me ask you this, G. Where do they go? Who did they go get? I've heard some. Listen, I'm on the bandwagon of Benedict's coach, Chinnis Berry. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a great fit. He has the mindset of a bulldog, of just that grind it out, doing it right the whole way. You know what I'm saying? The process. He's right down the road, so you've seen him literally right up the street. So, who are some coaches that you think could step into that role and fill in?
I thought for sure Berry. I think that's the blow. And I know he applied at UAPB, so I'm sure he'll be interested in South Carolina State because he applied to go to UAPB last year. So I think Berry is the number. That should be their number one target. Throw the house at him. Whatever you can throw it at him. To Berry.
I agree. If you can't get a Chinnis Berry, I saw Sam Washington. I wouldn't say no to it because of the dominant years he had at North Carolina A&T. I wouldn't mind that changeover. I wouldn't mind going to get a young guy. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that you feel could work through the reins or whatever. I wouldn't mind. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. That the Trey Oliver's offensive coordinator from NCCU, I would see what he about. I'm trying to think if there's some assistant coaches that I would give a chance to. DT, I would go get
DT.
I would go Alabama A&M's DT. I would go. I would try to see if DT would be willing to take that position. I would at least interview him to see for that position. I think those
Reggie Ruffin. Reggie Ruffin.
I think that's a good one. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's plenty of opportunity. Listen, this is not a bad job. So yes, South Carolina State has its quirks, right? It's in Orangeburg. It has its things, but they have a tradition of winning built by Buddy Pugh. So this isn't a bad job to step into and keep that tradition growing. I just think that it has to be the right fit. This is not a finesse team. You know, they remind me of the Steelers, right? Yeah. Because they're just a tradition-based squad. They don't have a high turnover with coaches. People come in there, they go 10, 15 plus years. This is just a solid job, but I think you have to have the right mindset for this type of school and this type of job. What you think, G?
Yeah, especially following a coach like Buddy Pugh. Because he just set a certain standard, so I think the fans expecting certain things. So I think got to be somebody who's going to come in there and be there for the long haul. Another name I'll say is, I hate to say this, but my defensive coordinator, Cedric Thomas. I love him. I think he's a head coach, and hopefully he's our coach in waiting, but I wouldn't want to hold him back for no money. So Cedric Thomas, I think, will be a great coach.
I think that's a great fit. Why, G? Because he's a defensive-minded guy. That's South Carolina State's bread and butter of building a solid defense. And what he did at UAPB when they made their run, I think he could do the same thing at South Carolina State and have that mentality, that dog mentality of like, yo, we're gonna go get it. We're gonna go after it. So I think that's a great listen. I love me some Keisha Campbell from South Carolina. I love that AD. I love her, right? She gonna do her due diligence, and I know she's going to interview everybody possible. It ain't gonna be one of those FAMU situations where there's 30 people on a committee, and then somehow you don't go with the committee. Miss Keisha is going to do right by that program. She played for them. She's coached for them. She wants to see it do well. I can't wait to see who she has on her short list. And Miss Keisha, can you please let your brother know who on the short list? I just need to know who on the short list. You know what I'm saying? Going forward. Now, G, when people heard that you were coming on the show, they had some questions. So I thought it'd be better to have I had some letters written in from far and wide, and people had some questions. So, G, this is you. All right. First one from Shannon from Mississippi. She says, "Dear G, my team has just come off losing their second Celebration Bowl. Alcorn has gone through the same thing. How do we as a fan base bounce back and stay motivated?" Shannon from Mississippi.
I mean, you got to let that loss drive you, because that loss is embarrassing. Because one thing about the SWAC, you can beat the SWAC, all the SWAC, you can beat them all year long. When you lose in the Celebration Bowl, they're gonna talk about you. So you got to sit there, even though you beat them, you got to hear that for the rest of the year. Oh, you lost in the Celebration Bowl, but we beat y'all. It don't even matter. So use that as motivation to drive you for the next year. That's what we did. It didn't work out, but I'm hoping, because I'm sick of getting laughed at. I'm sick of getting laughed in Atlanta. I'm sick of it. Look, somebody asked me, was I going to the game in Atlanta? I'm not going to Atlanta. I'm not going. I'm not going at all. I'll go to Alabama. I will go anywhere. I'm not going to Atlanta. I'm not. No.
That boy triggered. That boy triggered. All right. Next up on Ask G from Leroy from Mississippi says, "Dear G, I am born and raised in Port Gibson, Mississippi. Do you think the state of Mississippi is cursed in Atlanta? Just wanted to know your thoughts. Why can't we win?"
Mr. Leroy, I'm gonna ask you a question. What's a deer with no eyes? I have no idea. Okay, I have no idea why we get to Atlanta and nut up. I just say it's the same like us going to Grambling. I have no idea what happens when we go to Atlanta. I just can't get it, but we got to try to do something because I'm sick of going to Atlanta and losing. So I really have no idea why we can't win the Atlanta Celebration Bowl. Because at first I thought it was just Celebration Bowl. Then we took our ass down there to SWAC MEAC Challenge.
Hey, you went. I remember you saying you was going.
Oh Lord, and I just can't explain it. I want us to go again and try it again, though. We got to go again. Keep trying. Shit. Keep trying. Keep trying.
Last question on Ask G. Says, "Dear G, I joined the SWAC when Dion came, and I keep hearing HBCU fans saying that the old JSU is back. Could you help this Promet understand what that means?" Thomas from New York.
First of all, I can't give you much on the old JSU that they're trying to speak on, because the old JSU they trying to speak on is from the 80s. JSU was kind of dominant in the 80s. Don't let JSU lie to y'all like they was some big time program before they had all these standards before Dion. Don't let them lie to y'all. Do not like they was all rowdy and don't talk about Jackson State. That's not them. Okay, so the old JSU they talking about is from the 80s, from like the late 90s up until 2020, 2019, it was no old JSU. Okay, it was a regular football team They had some fans, but they was trash on the field. They just what it was. Every once in a while they get good and win them a little championship, but they was trash. It's just what it was. It's just what it was. I'm just being honest. They like to give you that old JSU and that old, that's from the 80s. Okay, I wasn't born in the 80s. I'm sorry. So I can't give you that. Okay, that's my daddy time. I had to call my daddy and ask my daddy. That's his steroid. Me, I don't know nothing about that. In my lifetime before Deion, they won 2 championships. I'm 32. Okay, so all the old JSU, I have no clue. Okay, there's some from the 80s. Okay, that's the 80s. Okay, 32 years old. I saw him win 2 before Deion. So hey, that's it. I call Southern the band school. Well, I call Jackson State the drum major school. Okay, that's the drum major school. That's what they are. They're the drum major school. That's what they are. It's just that simple. They're the drum major. That's what it is. It's just what it is. The drum major school. They got more drum majors than championships in the last 20 years. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you what it is. I'm just trying to tell you. Okay, they gonna keep 6, 7 drum majors. Just telling you what it is.
No, he said they got more drum majors than oh, something is wrong with you. That boy said they got more drum majors than championships. Oh man, boy, you stupid.
You know in the comments, ain't nobody said I'm lying yet. Ain't nobody called me a lie yet. Ain't nobody called me a lie yet. Okay.
Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. No, that was funny. That was funny. And that has been XG. Oh my God, boy, something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. All right, moving on. This is what everybody came for. This is what everybody came to see. State of Alcorn. What them Braves gonna do? All right, what them Braves gonna do? Now, before we get into what them Braves gonna do, you know me, I like to go down a little memory lane. Because you know, if I just want to remind people of what last year looked like. You know what I'm saying? Lost to Southern. Do I need to say more? I don't need to say. We know who this was. We know what this was about. You know what I'm saying? In this one. So, G, the state of Alcorn, we ask, what them Braves gonna do?
I think we're gonna bounce back. I really think we're gonna bounce back. If we have another season like we had last year, 5-6, losing the ground of 35-6, I'm turning in my keys. I done went up to the athletic department and told them, if y'all love me, don't give me another 5-6 season. If y'all love me for my heart, okay, for my heart's sake, don't do me that again. Don't do me that again. I cannot take it. So what I do think we done made the necessary adjustments, and I think we have a bounce back year this year. I think this gonna be the year we kind of show we ain't dead yet. Okay. We still got that championship mantle.
I think this is the thing for me, right? Is the team more than Jarvion Howard? That's what everybody needs to know and wants to understand about what the Alcorn, what the Braves are, what's the 2023 Braves, because we all know how special he is, but as sooner or later we all know what running the ball at that high of a level can do. Are you going to get the old Nico Duffy back? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to have that two-headed monster? You know, what's the quarterback situation going to look like? Is Montario Hunt, was that a flash in the pan, or is he the real deal, right? We know what your D-line is, but you ain't got the hitman back there no more. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's what has been done, and we know you know all the behind the scenes, so you can't give us everything, but just, you know, how do you feel it's going to look and what Alcorn 2023 is?
I think we got back to what we were good at. You know, I think we got a dual threat quarterback now who's been electric. He's been electric. And, you know, McNair called me in his office like, G, don't go running your mouth. He already know. He said, G, listen, sit down. Don't go running your mouth. So I had to kind of keep it in, but it's getting the season now. I'm just about to get in trouble. He's been absolutely electric. I think he'll be the best quarterback we've had. I think he'll be the best quarterback we've had in these recent years. And like you said, the whole thing's gonna be, huh?
Even over Felix?
Yeah, I got him over Felix. Just on the dynamic part of his game. I got him being better than Felix. And I got it. I think we have him for 3 years too. So he'll have time to grow into our system. I think he fixed. I think what we do.
That's some tough. Listen, Felix. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's some strong words. But I will say this: you guys do have. I think last year was the only year that I've seen a drop off at the quarterback position. Usually, that's really never your issue. You know what I'm saying? But let me ask you this, G: how it never ceases to amaze me what McNair is able to do on the recruiting trail. I've been to Alcorn, okay? I've been to the reservation. I mean, y'all Bama should be the Tiger Woods of golf other than football. So how does McNair continually keep bringing in the talent that he does?
It's the parents. A lot of times it's the parents that love Alcorn. The parent, you secluded, you're away from everybody. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about no trouble. So a lot of times it's the parents that fall in love with Alcorn. So McNair don't bring kids on a visit that don't bring their parents. If you're not bringing your parents, if you're not bringing your parents, then you're not, because the parents gonna fall in love with the safety of it, the close knit community of it. So when you walk inside the class, Miss Nisi asking you how your mama now. You know, they love that aspect of Alcorn. So that's how we always get kids. Those kind of kids, just their parents fall in love with them. I like it.
Elvin Price says, G, over Footman?
He's like a Footman mixed with a Noah Johnson. He runs like a 4-4 at quarterback. He's like a Footman mixed with Noah Johnson, if y'all remember him. Footman mixed with Noah Johnson.
Wow, that's saying
something. And I like Felix, but I didn't particularly like Felix in 2021. 2019 Felix was, but 2021 I was disappointed with Felix. 2021 I was disappointed. I just thought he wasn't himself. I thought he forced a lot of things. Honestly, I don't think he was the same since the hit he took in North Carolina Central game. I thought he got happy feet in the pocket a lot of times, and just he missed a lot of reads. Mac wasn't happy either. You know, I was on the sideline a lot of times. He coming off the sideline, and Mac was like, one time he turned around, pull him, but then he was like, "Oh, we got to put it in. Okay, go back in there, Felix." Like, it was bad. It was bad. It was bad in that senior year. It was bad. It kind of got cocky in my opinion. He got real cocky in my opinion. He was missing the bus and driving. Going to Bethune-Cookman, he missed the bus and then drove all the way to Bethune-Cookman. They're doing stuff like that to kind of tore the team apart. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of. I just wasn't pleased with him in 2021.
Wow. Okay. Now, overall, 2023. Are you expecting a bounce back year to be back into the SWAC championship? Or are you just looking to be competitive? What are we looking to do here in Braves country? I'm looking
to be back in the championship for sure. Now I like FAMU a lot. I like telling FAMU brought in a lot, but at least, in my opinion, at least the West Championship. I think we return a lot. We return pretty much everything. Return our leading tackle, leading sack getter, leading interception, leading receivers, leading run. We return everything, and we've added pieces. And I think we got the quarterback we need to run the system that we want to run. But like you said, the thing going to be is how Jarvion Howard, and the last year we were Jarvion Howard bus. Yeah. So like in practice, it's been Jarvion, you stand over there. We have to find other pieces. We know what you can do. We have to find other pieces, getting the ball out on the outside, because, like Southern, and they had 9 in the box. I'm like, bro, ball. Like, so, and I think another thing, like, our OC came to me like, gee, I messed it up.
Now, I ain't a fan of no Elliott. I ain't no fan of no Elliott. Now, that's the guy I know. Listen, I know, you know, but I ain't no fan of Elliott. Now, I've been saying that. But I'm glad he admitted to it. Half the matter was admitting it.
Yeah, he said I messed it up. So he made some adjustments to what he's doing, and I'm happy with it so far. Now I got to see it on the field. I say all this, but I got to see it on the field. And my second and really the biggest thing is special teams. We had the worst special teams in FCS football last year. Really, in the last couple years, it was horrible. We had a kicker punting, so we could never flip the field. 7-yard punts, line drive punts. It was bad. It altered the way our offense called plays because we knew we couldn't flip the field and go play defense. So now we're being more aggressive than what we need to be because we can't. We know we don't have a punter. Our kickers punting 7-yard punts. So why not go for it right here? Why not? You know what I'm saying? So I think, but McNabb brought in. He went overload. He brought in like 5 punters. I'm like, God, dog, Mac. I mean,
hey, listen. When you ain't used to having it, you like because think about this. That Stephen F. Austin game, you guys are sitting pretty in the FCS rankings. You win that game, you shooting up the FCS rankings. You're probably what 22, 21 because they were ranked top 10. They were ranked number 10 at the time. You know what I'm saying when you walk into it. So how are you guys looking for that? I mean, that's a rematch for y'all. That's a get back game for y'all, really.
Yeah, that's the one I'm ready for too. That's the one because that's something I challenged all going to before 2020 when we was winning all these SWAC championships. We didn't win out of conference. So we were struggling out of conference. So a lot of our fans was, we win. I'm like, but I want to win. I'm happy with that too, but I want to win out of conference as well. Let's go beat these McNeese. And so now it's flipped to where 2021 and 22 we have FCS win, but now we're 5 and 6. I'm like, okay, let's put it all together. I didn't say stop winning the SWAC. I didn't say stop. I said let's beat some of these FCS teams. I didn't say trade. I didn't say trade off.
Oh man, no, but I love the mindset that you guys bring in scheduling those games and having that type of competition because it shows you what you're capable of. And last year it showed you that you guys were there. Now I don't know what happened throughout the season and what transpired there, but that's the game. I mean, you're there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see what you guys come out and look like against them this year as well. And look, we'll see. Do y'all go down to Texas Southern this year? Yeah, go down.
Yeah, we go to Houston. We go to and I owe you one. I owe you one. Look, during the game, everybody like, gee, look at OFFSCRIPT over there. I'm like, hey, what you want me to do? What you want me to do? What y'all want me to say? Yeah, like, gee, look at OFFSCRIPT. What you want me to say? What I'm supposed to say? Hey, good game, buddy. Like, what you want me to say? What you want me to say? Hey, buddy.
Listen, I told you. I said it before the season. Not in the season. During the middle of the season, I said Andrew going undefeated in the homecomings. I said, don't put Andrew on your homecoming going undefeated. That's just what happened. I would have never guessed it. I literally had no sweat on my back. Texas. I'm like, Texas. Oh, I'm like, man, I broke my heart. Went straight home. Had an after party and everything. You think I'll show up to the after party? No.
Go. I'm at home.
The one thing I do, if anybody's ever has not gone to the reservation, first of all, let me give you some rules, and G can probably back some of these rules up. First of all, don't expect your phone gonna work. All right, unless you got some good Verizon or something like that, don't expect your phone gonna work. Second of all, you gonna get fed. Okay, they are probably the nicest people losing I have ever met in my life. Like, win or lose, they are just so friendly. Like, they're like, hey, we just out here. Hey, get you a plate. You like, you just lost, right? Hey, on homecoming. At homecoming, they just, hey, yeah, get you a plate, man. I was like, man, y'all are so friendly. Like, I love it, man. Listen, I'm telling you, I can't speak enough about this grass. It is like perfectly measured and manicured, and it just looks like it's the most peaceful. And by the RV park, first of all, nobody ever has a nice RV park. Okay. That's just usually it's like it looks a little rundown-ish because it's like our RVs, but no, not at all, Corn. It is like literally pristine. Like you don't even want to drop trash on it because it's pristine. And then when you stand at the RV park and you look over like the little pond and lake they got, it is like you could just meditate right there. It is so beautiful. Like I'm just like, damn, this is nice. So I'm telling you, if you ever get a chance to go down the reservation, it's probably the most scenic views you'll ever see in your life.
Look like a golf course. We were talking about it out there at practice one day. Like, man, we really practice on a golf course. Me and my guy was standing out there. So yeah, they keep it well manicured. One thing I don't know how they get in the dorm. You don't get no sleep because all you hear is they cutting all day. They cutting somewhere. They cutting somewhere all day on campus. One thing you gonna see. Outside of the Alcorn is they're gonna be cutting somewhere. They're gonna be manicuring somewhere on campus. Somewhere.
No, I'm like, it's no possible way you can keep on this grass, man. Like, I mean, it's just like, it's so much. You're just like, how is everything perfect? How is everything perfect? Everything like no crabgrass, no dandelions popping up. Everything perfect. That thing's they take pride in that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I know half the budget go to cutting grass. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Half the budget. I know it is. You ain't gotta tell me. All right, here we go. You know what time it is. MEAC SWAC challenge. Call lines are over 518-263-8124, 518-263-8124. You already know what it is. Now listen, G. You know you got POUGH State. You got South Carolina State. Now, let me ask you this. POUGH State wins if what?
I think they create turnovers. I think they're gonna need some turnovers to win it. They create turnovers and stop the run. Create turnovers and stop the run. They have to create turnovers and stop the run. I think they win it. I think they win it. If I don't think if South Carolina State can't establish a really good running game, I don't think they're gonna do too good. So stop the run and create some turnovers.
For me, POUGH State wins if they manage expectations, right? Because when you come into a game and people expect to see something, you can play out of yourself, right? So you can do things that you're not accustomed to or that doesn't fit your team. So I think if they play within themselves, I think if you don't go ask Jason Brown or whoever you want to be a quarterback to throw for 300 yards in a game where he doesn't have to, I think if you make everything reasonable, I think that it's a winnable game. And defensively, they have to be somewhat near what they've always been for the past 2 years. If they're not there, it is a long day. They don't have to be as dominant, but they have to be a presence. That's the thing for me. They have to be a presence. If they don't have no presence defensively, you can count this game a wrap. All right, G, next up, South Carolina State loses if?
I think they lose if they can't get to the quarterback. I expect to put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. I think if they can't get their hands on the quarterback, I think they're gonna end up losing. And also the turnovers. If they have too many turnovers. So I think turnovers both ways, just because of the first game of the year, who's gonna manage the turnovers best. So I think South Carolina State lose. They can't really get to the quarterback, and if they have too many turnovers. Turnover.
Yeah, I'm a full-fledged agree with you. If they can't get to the quarterback, this is gonna be a long game. I don't care, even if Jason Brown ain't throwing it all across the yard like he's supposed to. It's the mere fact that he don't feel you. No homo, right? So they gotta be that defensive team. They gotta get that pressure. But to me, if they can't control the time of possession, if they're not driving this ball down the field, running it, doing play action and everything like that, they need to win the time of possession. If that means getting turnovers and then getting the ball and then driving it out, but they need to win the time of possession, manage the game accordingly, and then play good defense behind it. I think they can, because really you don't know what Corey Fields you're going to get. You don't know if you're going to get the first half Celebration Bowl Corey Fields where he was breaking everything in the China store, or you get the second half Corey Fields when the Bama looked like Aaron freaking Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? So it's that for me. And I'll say this. South Carolina State can't be too emotional, right? Yeah. Understanding Buddy Pugh, just as he already announced his retirement, you cannot come out in this game and be over emotional. Like, we got to do it for Buddy. You're going to fail. You're going to fail. All right. I'm just telling you that right now. Play within yourself and do your thing. All right.
I think it'll be an extremely boring game too. Extremely boring game.
Really?
Extremely boring.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me see this. Hold on. I think I got the wrong one. South Carolina State wins if
they like you said. I'm gonna go with you. If they control the clock, and run the ball and show up. Okay, control the clock, run the ball, and just like show up. Be who I think they can be. Just a well coached team. I think they win it. I think the coaching aspect. I'm a fan of Buddy Pugh's coaching. Just the way he has his team prepared. You don't always have the talent, but the way he has them prepared, it matters. And I think on a game like this, when you got a new team against a new coach, new coaches, new players, new coaches, I think just having this team prepared and just locked in, I think that's going to help them out. So I think they win if they be who they are and they run the ball.
I like that. They have to convert third downs. I definitely agree with that. That's most football games, but I definitely agree with you on that. Pothole State loses if.
They can't stop the run. If they can't stop the run and they can't, like you say, can't control the clock, and just try to do too much, man. I'm with you. I see Jackson. They got all this hype about the quarterback and receivers, and just try to do too much. I don't know if they're gonna be able to I don't know if they want to win this game by just managing it, getting out of here with a nice 17-10 win. I think they're gonna try to go in here and try to blow the doors off these people instead of coming in, just managing the game, punting the ball when I have to. Third and 10. I'm not trying to go, if we don't get it, punt the ball and play some good defense. I don't know if they're going to do it. I think they're going to force some things, and I think that'll be a way they lose.
For me, man, I'm 1,000%. If they can't stop the run, it's going to be a long day because that's going to be to me. That's going to be South Carolina State's bread and butter. And for what I've heard, they got a mean running back room, right? So if they can't stop the run, and if they can't sustain drives, right? Because once again, we all know it's going to be a defensive game because most offenses in the first game are sluggish. They're getting, they've only played against themselves. They haven't played against nobody else. Because I'll say this, a lot of y'all Bamas be like, oh, this guy is good. I'm telling you, when the lights are bright, you find out who is really that guy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I got burnt like that. I got burnt just like that. I went around bragging about a kid we had at DN. I'm like, oh, he finna tear the SWAC up. Oh, yes. He didn't get not one sack. But he was dominated, he talked well, dominated, and played good at his FBS program. Played good. But it don't always translate. So you got to see it on the field before you go to yapping. I had to learn it the hard way.
I'm telling you, thank you, G. I appreciate that because people, and that's for both sides, South Carolina State and Pough State. Either you've only played against yourself. You have not played against other competitions, so you truly do not know which one of these guys are going to step up. You can see the talent, you can see the potential, but what does he do when the man in front of him is not somebody he's ate lunch with and he don't know him and they don't know them? So for me, Pough State loses if they can't stop the run, they can't establish drives, and they turn the ball over, which is pretty much every football game. But in this sense, and I'll say this, G, they can't afford to go down. They cannot listen, you can't afford to go 10-0 because you don't have that guy no more. You don't listen. Tell me how Jackson would feel if they went 14-0 with Shador.
Right. They didn't did it. They've been behind and came back with Shador a couple times. So, they were comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But with Jason Brown, they don't know.
You don't know. With TC Taylor, you don't know. With the receivers that you don't know. They keep saying they don't know. No, you don't know.
No, you really don't know. He don't know how they're going to handle that adversity. He don't know how they're going to. He's talking, but he don't know how they're going to handle adversity. You come out there and you go down early. You don't know what them kids going. You don't know what they're going to do. See, because the backups might be like, I'm supposed to be on the field. I come from Alabama, Arkansas. I'm supposed to be on the field, and now they on the sideline bickering. They mad. They pouting. You don't know what's going to happen when you have to face adversity. You will not know. And it's going to be hot. So depth going to play a big part in this game too, because it's going to be hot. So I think you're going to have to keep these kids rotated in. I think depth going to play a big part. Who has the most depth going to come into play. Yeah.
And I'm glad you brought up the adversity, right? Because the one thing people don't take account for is the stability. It's the same thing all corner. Even though you want to say, oh, they went 5-6, the stability of having a guy at the helm who keeps I will never forget McNair's face at the UAPB game before halftime. That is like seared in my brain. He's looking up, chewing gum like he's up 21-0, and they're getting a butt whoop, and he just like this, ain't yelling, ain't throwing nothing. He's just calm, like there's no storm. But once again, like you said, G, what are you going to look like with adversity? What does TC Taylor look like when it's adversity? What do these players look like? So you cannot afford to go down 14-3. you know what I'm saying, 17-7, because you don't know how your team is going to respond. And then at the end of it, you know, Buddy Pugh has been here before with this team. Corey Fink, they've been there. They've been at the highest level. So please don't take chemistry, like them having team chemistry and them not having a full turnover is like, oh, it's not as good. No, that's what you want in a program, right? You want that continuity that comes in year in, and you just add a few pieces here and there, but the main bulk of your team is intact. So that's a great point with the adversity, G. We know who you want to win, all right? But who you got?
I got South Carolina State 17-16, but it's one of those guys. I can see it going either way. I really can see it going either way. But I'm gonna go with 17-16 because, like TC say, we don't know, and that's including himself. Okay, that's including himself. He don't know what his OC gonna do. He don't know. He don't know what his DC gonna do. He don't know. He really don't know. So I don't know either. TC, you was right. We don't know. I don't know, and you don't know either. So since we don't know, all together, I'm gonna go with Buddy Pugh because we saw what he can do, and we know what he can do. So I'm gonna go with Buddy Pugh 17-16.
Let me ask you this, G. Your former defensive line coach, what I'm gonna ask you on both sides. What do you think he brings positively to Jackson State, and where do you think he's lacking at, in your opinion, being around him and kind of seeing what he did at Alcorn?
I think he's a really good defensive line coach. Just working on the technique. He was big on just technique with his defensive line and just the principles on the defensive line. But I watching him at UAPB, he was the reason that we were able to come back in the game. He never got out of zero coverage. He literally never got out of it. And at Alcorn, he had no hand in the play calling on defense. He had zero hands in it. I know people, he was labeled as a co-defensive coordinator, but he had no hand in calling plays at Alcorn State. Zero. But he was a good position coach. I can't take that away from him. So I don't know if he's learned from his time at UAPB. Because my defense coordinator said to you all the time, when he first got appointed as DC at Alcorn, he didn't know what he was doing. He made a bunch of mistakes, and he grew and he learned. So if he's learned from it, I think he'll be a good coach. I think he can recruit. He can, he's big on his technique of defensive lineman. But if he's like he was at UAPB, they're stubborn. They're just strictly stubborn. And so I think that'll hurt.
I'm curious to see what this defense looked like, G, because I really think POUGH State fans really don't understand. And once again, call-ins are open, 518-263-8124, 518-263-8124. I really don't think POUGH State fans understand how important that scheme was in the SWAC defensively that they ran, that made them so different than everybody else. Because if you watch most teams in the SWAC, they do not go press man every single all game. Just lock up man, little off man press coverage, and they're just sitting in the house, or they're zone blitzing you in man coverage, or going to cover 6 where one side is this, one side is that. If they go back to the regular schmegular stuff in the SWAC that you see, off man, zone coverage, 10 yards off, 7 yards off, all that type of stuff, where do you think this goes for them, just overall?
I don't see it being good for them, just from what I see. Like I think in the interior defensive line at Jackson State will be really good, but if you don't have, if you don't have like dogs on the outside that gonna beat one-on-one every time, I'm not gonna say it don't matter being good in the inside, but it takes some flame away if you don't have some really good edge rushers. And I don't think Jackson State has really good edge rushers. I think they're good in the middle of their defense, but I don't think they have really good edge rushers like they've had in the past with Miles Gaddy and James Houston. But I do think in the middle of their defense, I think it's gonna be pretty good. It's gonna be hard to run up the middle on them. But on the edge, I just don't see it on the edge. So in my opinion, I think it's gonna hurt them. I think it's gonna hurt them because just quarterbacks started like hearing footsteps when they went back there playing against Jackson. I mean, just hearing footsteps. They back there just like nobody back there. He just tapped. Nobody back there. He just he scrambled. And like you said, the scheme did that. You know what I'm saying? Like the pressure did it. They were so used to somebody being in their face when they weren't. They still was getting rid of the ball too fast. So I want to see if they could get after the quarterback. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah, man. I got you. I see you, Dre. I see you, Coach Green. My thing, I went back and watched that FAMU game, bro, it looked like they looked like a deer in headlights. That's what it looked like. It looked like they didn't know what a blitz was. Because it was just coming from everywhere. And it's like they're coming so fast that you're just like, damn, like I ain't got time to do pretty much nothing. And I talked to a guy from FAMU. He said, Scotty, it was simply like, we know somebody's coming. We just don't know where they're coming from. That's what he literally told me. He was like, we know somebody is coming. We just don't know where they're coming from. And I think people are overestimating how, because I'll give you credit for Alcorn, your D-line was special, especially against Jackson in the Soul Bowl. Outstanding. Like, I mean, it just like had Shador running for his life, right? Couple plays here and there, freshman quarterback would have been a different game. But just being able to get pressure with 4 the way you guys did it, I think is a special feat in itself. And you having Claude and all those guys as well. But I think that's a lot to put on a team to where you're just sending 4 and then expecting everybody on the back end to do their part to hold up. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what it is. Coach Green, coming to you.
Hello?
Yeah, Coach Green, you live.
Yeah, what's up, man? Hey, now, this is my question to y'all. If you was the defensive coordinator for Jackson, pushing P, would you have Dennis Thornton on the phone, picking his brain?
I mean, I wouldn't, I wouldn't, if he picks up my call, if he takes my call, I'm definitely calling. But see, the thing about it is what Dennis Thurman is going to tell you, and any time if you go back and watch any of his schemes, he had the corners for it, right? Yeah. That is where it comes down to. I do not care how much you blitz. If your corners do not hold up in that short time frame, it's a wrap. And when you have 3 pro corners, like people like Jackson State think like, bro, I don't care what Jackson State says. Oh, I'm sorry, POUGH State. I don't care what POUGH State says. You had Isaiah Bowden, Travis Hunter, and Nugget. Those are 3 pro guys on the field at one time, and you had Zay playing the slot. He's 6'2".
Right.
But would you take, say you don't have the type of corners that they had when Coach was there, when Coach Prime was there. Would you at least take some of the scheme and use it like the zone blitz?
I think most of the zone, and G, you can take this after. I think most of the zone blitz came a little bit from the Vikings head coach, because that's not Dennis Thurman's style. The zone blitzing, that's not really his style. So I think they got a little bit of that from the Vikings head coach that they brought in as an analyst as well. But I would definitely go back and watch a lot of that tape and mix up my coverages, because you gotta, even though you don't have the personnel to do it exactly like DT, I can make you think it looks like something when it's really not. So I would do most of that. G, what you got?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing you said. I don't think they have the exact same personnel, but I will still come out with some of the same sets, give you the same looks. You know what I'm saying? Just take what I can from it, but we can't go all the way DT, but I take little nuggets what I can from it to help me. But I don't think they had a scheme to run there, because I don't see the corners. I don't see the corners being able to do what those corners did. Honestly,
let me tell you this, Coach Green, real quick.
I know. Go ahead.
This is what I'm gonna say. I say this. This was when POUGH State was when they was humming. This is what I would tell people. This is the 3 things they're asking you to do. Can you block it? Okay, once you block it, can your quarterback see it? Okay, he saw it. Can the receiver make the catch? All those 3 things had to work together for you to get an ounce of a yard, right? What most SWAC schools do is like, okay, I can block it. My quarterback might see it, but I got a guy who can make a catch. You know what I'm saying? Like something around those, and they're not. With POUGH State was humming. All those were contested. Every single one of those. And then if your receiver can catch it, well, it's going to have to be a spectacular catch like Shaq Davis in the Celebration Bowl numerous of times, making those like.
Or the wide receiver from Alcorn, the wide receiver from Alcorn made a spectacular catch.
You're gonna need Montario Hunt to just play out of his mind and be like, yo, I'm that guy. So it's not those like slants taking it to the house. Ain't nothing easy like that. It's going to be a difficult catch. And can that guy make those difficult catches numerous of times? Because they damn sure had one. Travis Hunter was making. I'm like, yo, that Bama is a.
That catch he made it all. Come on, I just said, oh, he real. I just threw my hands up. What we gonna? He real. I can't do nothing about that.
You can't do nothing with that. You can't do nothing with that. He's just that special. But if you ain't got a guy like that, that's that special. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's
how you feel about K5 though at the corner? How you feel about K5?
He's at K5.
That's one of the old.
K5 is average, and let me explain to you why I say he's average. Right? Is because when people are like, oh, K5 is this. I saw K5 get done up by Southern. I saw that with my own eyes by Bubba. Did him up.
Yes, he did.
So what I'm telling you is this. What K5 is this. And let me break this down to y'all as best I can. When you're playing in a scheme that is a high pressure team, you can play off 4 to 5 yards and know this ball has to come out fast. So I don't even have to backpedal. I just break. So it's an easy read because I know they ain't gonna have the time to do all this and pump. You ain't got time for that. So it makes corners look a lot better than what they are. But I'm telling you, K5 just has a pure corner that he would have to cover and run and turn his hips and all that. He's not bad, but he's not as good as people think he is because of the scheme, and the scheme protected him a lot. But once you get time and that initial rush did not get there, K5 is getting done up. He's getting done up.
Well, what about the safety they got from Delaware State? Do that help a little bit for them to run that scheme close to it?
It depends on where he's playing, right? If he's playing safety, not really, because he's the last line of defense, right? He's a free safety, so he can play over the top. But I mean, 9 times out of 10, if you're playing the scheme that Jackson State played last year, you really ain't got that much time to throw it that deep. Okay, you try to get this joker out as quick as possible. But don't get me wrong, Isaias Guthrie is special. He's a special kid. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not taking nothing away from him, but he isn't. He's not Ed Reed. You know what I'm saying? Like I would throw at him. He don't scare me like that. But he's special though. He can definitely do his thing. But he ain't Ed Reed. He ain't that special. Anything else?
All right, and well, I know somebody that need to be. You know, I wouldn't mind our defensive coordinator calling Dennis Thurman up because we got the corners.
Y'all got some corners. I can't lie. Y'all got a little bit of corners. I'm a big fan of Jordan though.
and safeties. You know the two safeties. You know the two safeties now.
Who your two safeties?
The two boys from Bowie State.
No, I thought Jordan Carter was a slot corner, and I thought Dimitri
corner.
Jordan Carter. Nah, they both safety.
Oh, okay. I thought he was a slot corner, but okay. I mean, listen, I like both of the kids. Because we deep at that DB spot, and they able to play that position now. Okay. Hey, appreciate the coach, Green. Dre, coming to you.
Hey, what's up, man? Man, you actually took my thunder because I was gonna say the same thing. They losing 3 pros because you forget about Aubrey Miller, how he roamed that middle when folks were scared to come through there.
Facts.
And also agree with you with the corners. Half the time, K5 was on the 3rd or 4th corner. It's different when you got to go get that number 1 corner.
Come on.
Yeah.
That number 1 corner is definitely different. So, when you got to sit there, I don't believe they're going to put him on an island like that. That ain't really, you forget Prime believe in building for the corner. He only really do press man. So you got to be physically able, twitchy enough to even deal with that. So it's going to be interesting to see the defense that they have. And, the fear, I don't believe that back 7 is going to have the fear. The front 4 might be good, but that back 7, that linebacker, that secondary core, I don't believe nobody's going to be scared of them like that.
No, I agree, Dre. I definitely think people are going to attack them, just to show that they're not afraid of them, or they don't, they know they're not the same team. They just know they're not the same team.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Yo, appreciate it.
I appreciate the call, bro. G, let me ask you this: what are you expecting from POUGH State? What is a good season after this? They win, lose, or whatever. What's a good season?
Listen, I think 6-5 or 7-4 is a good season. I know they don't want to hear that. They've been delusional, but I think if you come out 7-4, I was telling my boy last night, they being Jackson. When you're being delusional, I call it you being Jackson. You know you're being Jackson right now, okay? You're being Jackson, okay? So they being Jackson, but a 7-4 year, 65-7-4 year with all this turnover, I think would be a good year for them. Me personally, I told somebody, also told them if they come out and run the SWAC again, I'm like, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. When year one they come out and run the SWAC again, whoa, my bad. But 6-5 and 7-4, something like that. I think that's a real good year for a first year coach with all this turnover. Because I thought they had a real good freshman recruiting class too. So got something to build with. 6-5, 7-4. I know they ain't gonna like that because they be in Jackson, but you're not being Jackson. I think that's a good year.
Let me ask you this: how you listen? We talked offline, and you said you've seen the other side of the belly with POUGH State fans. If they go 0-2, 0-3, right? They lose the fam, they lose the state. Or let me just say this: let's say they win Atlanta, but they lose the fam in Southern. Where do you see the fan base going from there?
Victim. Why do y'all down talk HBCUs so much? Why do y'all talk? Why y'all? They will turn into a victim. Okay, they will one disappear. It won't be many of them. Right now, it's 5,000 of them in all your comments. After this, it's gonna be Paris gonna show up. My girl Paris, she gonna show up. But it's gonna be 17 of them. It's gonna be 17 of them showing up. 17. That's it. 17, and the ones that do show up will be victims. They will be victims crying about what? Finally, y'all crying so much. They will be victims. I guarantee. I've been running people a long time. I've been running all this. We've been Jackson. Yeah, you've been coming to game, but you've been real quiet. You've been coming to games, but you've been real quiet. I tell a story all the time. When we beat them people the last game before prime time. Okay, we the reason they went and got prime. They knew they had to do something because we beat them 41-6. It was 31-0 at halftime.
41-6.
41-6. It was 31-0 at halftime. The last game they played without prime. The last game at home. It was in Jackson. It was 31 people in the stadium. And that's included on their side, and that's including the Sonic Boom. I swear, it was more Alcorn people. I walked on their sky screaming and hollering. Nobody, not one person stopped me. Listen, all this talk like, oh, we big bad Jackson. Not one person stopped me. After the game, I'm walking out the game swinging an Alcorn flag. Like, I'm in Jackson. Nobody said nothing to me. I get on Twitter. They the Twitter mafia now. You can't say nothing. I get on Twitter for 3 weeks. I still got the receipts. For 3 weeks, I posted 41-6. Nobody said nothing to me. Nothing. If you just type J, if you just type a J, oh, they attacking. Where were you? Like I ain't gonna knock them and say they didn't show up to the game, but they were sitting there quiet. Oh, come on down the aisle. Come on, usher down. You know how you stand up and everybody on the aisle kind of turns inside, let you walk around. So come on down. They were real welcoming. Okay, they were real welcoming. Okay, come on. You know how I ain't never been at a game and the opposing team. They asked me, "Do you want some concession stand?" I'm gonna go to concessions. Would you like something? They were real nice. All of a sudden, they gangster. All of a sudden, I know who y'all are. I know who y'all are. You can't fool me. I know who you are. I know who you are. They wasn't like that. They were not like that. I'm telling you.
No, you know what this remind me of is when you like a chick from high school who used to get around and then she go to college, and then she change up. You be like, yo.
I'm like, I know all these people. I know y'all lying. It was all of 15. Like, I give a shout out to Zoe. I give a shout out to Zoe all the time. Zoe was the same way. He gonna talk his noise, but it wasn't many more. It was not many more. It just was not. It was not. It was not. That 41-6 humbled them. They knew they had to go do something. They had 17 people in the stands. All them talk 30,000. I got the picture. I should have sent you. I still have the picture in my phone till today. To this day, they had 17 people sitting in the stands. It was 31-0 at halftime. At halftime, y'all not big and bad like this. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. So we number one in attendance, yeah, but you was quiet. One more story. I went to Jackson State homecoming. This had to be 2018. I'm in the horseshoe. This is no lie. One dude was on a laptop. The two dudes next to him were laid out sleep. They were asleep in the game. I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I saw. They were laid out long ways sleep in the game. I'm like, God, no, I could have went to my game for all this. You know what I'm saying? I came up with my homeboy. One in the middle was on a laptop. I'm like, he in the stadium. How do you get that in the stadium? How? How do you get that in the stadium? The two next to him were knocked out sleep, laid out. Yeah, y'all was in there. Yeah, they came, but they were very quiet. I got to give them kudos for coming, but they were very quiet. They were very quiet.
Boy, something is wrong with you. Something is wrong.
I just tell it like it is. They was quiet.
Oh, man, listen. Hey, guys, listen, I appreciate my boy G. Listen, we're going to try to make this a usual thing. Either Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're going to make it happen. Listen, I can't wait to see what week one look like when them Braves about to play somebody.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Oh, man.
You got
listen,
to play this shit.
You know, one thing about Alcorn I do like, and I appreciate y'all, is that the crowd engagement is for real. Like y'all don't need the band to get y'all going. Like y'all are just an engaged crowd. That chant get going. It's real. That I was like, that's nice. That's nice. I like that. So I
think we got pride. I think we got a lot of pride. Like me personally, I didn't see Alcorn win until I was 25. Never saw him win nothing. But I never missed the game. I've been a season ticket holder 30 years.
Whoa.
I'm 32. I've been a season ticket holder 30 years. This has been the same. My father, the same pattern, loud, walking out the stadium. My Indian outfit, the Indian thing I put on, I got it from my father. Like, this has been us for years. This ain't nothing. This is passed down, okay? This is passed down. This ain't nothing new. I people see in the comments, where was his energy? You must don't know me. Yeah. I come from a line of 20 Arcanites, graduates. 20 of us. 20. Alcorn State University graduates. 20.
Wow.
It's been us.
That's all y'all own is purple. That's all y'all own is purple.
All I got. That's all I got. All we got is purple. That's all I got. Can't want no other color.
Listen, I know you now. So listen, when you have this ceremony to give it to your son, I want to be there. When it's your time to pass it to your child, I want to be there. It's like Simba. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be in the crowd. I want to be there. Man, this is dope. I like that. I want to be there. Hey, man, listen. That's been our time, man, with my boy G. We're gonna bring him back for week one. And we gonna man, this is gonna be it's here. It's here, G. It's here. We here.
Yeah, good enough.
Right? So, and I definitely if POUGH State just so happen to win and you like to come back, yes, that's cool. But if they lose, you know I gotta have you back.
Oh, we gonna somebody stop me. I saw a dude in a dollar store about 2 weeks ago. He said, man, if Jackson State lose, I'm watching two people, you and OFFSCRIPT. Please. I got scripts planned, okay? Oh, they better not lose. I told him, if Jackson State fans, if you see the clock almost to zero and you lose and you better run on the field and take that ball. You better go take it. Just go take the ball. Do not let Jackson State lose. Don't let him lose. You done talked all this talk. It's my what Skip Bayless say? It's my turn now. It's my turn now. Don't lose. It's my turn now. I let you have your fun. I had to show up, get laughed at, get talked about. Don't lose.
Boy.
Don't lose.
Boy, listen. I'm telling you right now, this ain't what you want. Okay.
Don't lose.
Don't watch me. I can tell you that right now. Don't watch me. Listen, I'll be here like this, bringing the noise, bringing the funk, because I'm doing it all. Okay, I'm doing it all. I'm about to I'm gonna act a plum fool on this junket. But hey, man, listen, that y'all for tuning in. G, you stupid. That boy said what was on the laptop. He said two was laying out. That ain't what I think. That's what I saw. Boy, something wrong with you. Hey, listen, until next time, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna holler. God bless. And I'm gonna let you go out, G.